All right, the battle for the state of Michigan was battled for today in Ann Arbor. Y'all know what happened. Y'all know who state it is. Y'all know who run football. Michigan State, little sisters now. They had a little bit of run. You know, people saying, oh, the Michigan shouldn't have called them little sisters again. You know, Michigan State might upset them. What happened? What happened to Michigan State today, huh? Got smacked back down. You know what I'm saying? Go back to y'all little playpen, the East Lansing. Look at y'all sorry coach that's fell from grace, and Mark D'Antonio, whatever his name is, and hey, hope they fire him. But hey, we back. Mercy Sports Talk in the building. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Michigan wins 44-10. All they put up was 10 points with the great Brian Lewerke, 17 for 30, 165, 1 TD, 2 picks in the great Michigan State tradition. They didn't have nothing on the ground. Elijah Collins, why you even show up? 12 carries for 27 yards. Lewerke, 13 carries for 12 yards. That's not even a 1 yard per average. Come on, Lewerke, what's going on, bro? Everybody else don't matter. Cody White, is that your name? You should have caught that ball on, what was that, third down? You let Daxton Hill, he a freshman. You let him lock you up? Come on, man. Elijah Collins, you caught 2 balls for 19 yards. So, you know, Michigan State, they ain't shit, all right? Mark D'Antonio, whatever his name is, he need to go. Shea Patterson out there, he looked like Tom Brady in his prime with the New England Patriots. He 24 for 34, 384 through the air, 4 touchdowns. I wish Shea Patterson played Michigan State every week if he gonna put up numbers like that versus State in the rivalry game. This probably gonna be his shining moment in his Michigan career, because he's by far my least favorite Michigan quarterback of all time that I can remember. But hey, we didn't have too much success on the ground neither. We had more than them. Giles Jackson, 2 carries, 32 yards. Zarvanett, 7 carries, 30 yards. True Wilson, 10 carries, 25 yards. Haskins, he didn't have his best game there. We scored a touchdown, 6 carries, 13 yards. But Ronnie Bell showed up, 9 catches, $150. Sad he didn't get into the end zone. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 4 catches, 48 yards, 1 big touchdown. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. Cornelius Johnson, 1 touchdown on 1 catch, 39 yards. I mean, Nick Eubanks, he scored a little touchdown in the end. He celebrated in the end zone. And, you know, at the end of the day, the game it started off pretty close. Michigan kind of got off to a slow start. I believe Michigan State strike first. Then I think Michigan came back at the beginning of the second half. I think they scored a touchdown. Then we scored the field goal. Then we got back in the end zone again, I believe, and we went up 17-7 in the first half, and then that was it. You know, Michigan State just can't mount the offense with Lewerke. And one of the problems with Michigan State, I think Mark D'Antonio is a good coach, but I think he's never turned the reins over to somebody offensively that can really carry him. He got great defensive mind, man. He put some great game plans together defensively wise, man. And this the problem with him is that he's just hired his homeboys, from what I hear from Michigan State people. He's hired his homeboys to be, you know, the offensive coordinator, and their offense is like BC before Christ. It's old. And what Harbaugh did that's different from Mark D'Antonio is that he went outside his network and got an offensive coordinator that can modernize his scheme, and Mark D'Antonio hasn't done that. And what he's finding out, he's a defensive specialist. What he's finding out, if you don't have a good offense, even be if Lewerke gonna rely on the run game or rely on his legs, and you don't have a superior quarterback that can max some of your offensive problems, no offense, your defense gonna suffer. No matter how much talent defensively is, no matter how good your scheme is, eventually, you know, if your offense keep going 3 and out, turn the ball over, putting your defense in situations where they can't be successful, or they got to keep building out the offense, then your defense is going to look like a bottom defense. I guarantee you, Michigan State, by watching this game, Michigan State defense is better than what they showed this week versus Illinois. They showed me versus Ohio State that they was a pretty good defense, but the offense is just trash. And if Mark D'Antonio, he never wanted to go get a Josh Gaddis, or he never wanted to go get a nice young talented offensive coordinator, or if it's just Michigan State don't want to spend the money to get the offensive coordinator, then, I mean, this is what you're going to get. Other than that punt, that little punt play they got, man, we would have whooped them so many times in a row. We've been snatched the state back. They had their run. Every dog has its day. But offensively, it's their problem. And if he don't want to go outside his network, he want to keep hiring his buddies, well, they all going to be in the unemployment line together. Warren D. LaSalle might have a head coaching job opening after all the stuff they got going down the job. Mark D'Antonio, you might want to put your resume there because you ain't going nowhere significant after what you did in Michigan State. You didn't want to take the job at USC. I heard they rumored they offered that. They could have offered it to you. You wanted to stay at Michigan State and beat Tom Izzo. And guess what? You set a standard where y'all made it to the playoffs. Y'all won the Big Ten. You set the standard high instead of, hey, let me go to another program like Nick Saban did where I can get better recruits. I can get more money behind me at another program. You sat at Michigan State believing you got the ultimate job security, but you don't. Or you might. You ain't fired yet. I would have been fired you last week. But I guess you don't want to fire somebody going to a rivalry game, but nothing stuck out to me offensively about Michigan State this whole season. Had they had a good offense, Michigan State wouldn't have 6 losses. This is unacceptable to have 6 losses. I don't see anybody on their offense that stands out to me. Cody White, he made some catches out there today. But I don't see anybody out there talent-wise, and Lewerke just ain't it. Kirk Cousins and, the other quarterbacks that they had. I remember when they had Jeff Smoker back in the day. It's out. Time is out. You don't have a quarterback. And sometimes you got to go to JUCO to find that quarterback. To get you a Cam Newton, or maybe y'all should have looked at the kid that's at Fair State. They kept getting in trouble at Cass. Forget his name is escaping me right now. But maybe they should have brought him in to be the quarterback. He committed there and then he got into trouble. But people deserve second chances. But Lewerke ain't it. We seen that last year. And they don't got nothing better behind Lewerke, or he just so committed to Lewerke like Harbaugh committed to Shea Patterson. But Michigan, Shea Patterson played his best game today. This is probably going to be Shea Patterson's shining moment because if he played like this versus Ohio State, if he started up a little bit earlier, and he win Ohio State game, then he'll forever be immortalized as a Michigan all-time great. To close out the decade with a win over Ohio State, and he played a good game like this, Shea Patterson, I take back everything bad I said about him. Obviously, we're not going to make it to the college playoffs, and neither will Michigan State. But if Shea Patterson can win the Ohio State game, but he played good today, man. He didn't get a lot of support from the run game, but why would you when you lighten him up through the air? Would you want the corner routes? What he throwing post routes? No, and he got the weapons. The biggest problem with Michigan offensively is this. Okay. I'm talking about defense in a minute. The biggest problem with Michigan is this. Running back, they never really had a lead running back this year. They was leaning on Zach Charbonnet, and that's a 4-star freshman, true freshman from California. Okay? The offensive line, they got together. And then also Josh Gattis' new offense is something new to everybody. It's a different scheme. It's not the old pro I formation, Jim Harbaugh, who got it better than us scheme. It's not that. So transitioning to a new offense, and you dealing with a quarterback that ain't that good to begin with, that's pretty what's holding back. But you talking about skill positions? Nick Eubanks, he's straight at tight end. Nico Collins, Ronnie Bell, Donovan Peoples-Jones. They got the receivers. They got the line. They got the talent offensively. And they showed it today versus Michigan State. And this was early on, I'm like, they might lose this game. I'm thinking to myself, they're going to make it close. It's close. 7-7, 14-7, I think 7, however it went. They end up just taking off on them. Taking shots downfield, making shots downfield. And Michigan State's had their shots. They came out with a good game plan, first good 20, 30 plays of the game. But Don Brown, he adjusted today. And he's showing everybody that's going to be a future Big Ten opponent that they figured out those crossing routes, which they're going to bracket them. They're going to bring the safety down and jump them. You know what I'm saying? And, how you deal with crossing routes, you can bracket them, or you can get up and knock the timing out, and hopefully your front four, you send pressure to get there. That's how you handle that. Knock them off their route. Disrupt them. When you give receivers a free release, like you did with Ohio State last year, well, they gonna be fast. They fast. You're not gonna get their hands on them. You got the challenge, or you gotta play some zone coverage. But anytime you give quarterback time for the shallow crossing routes, the drag routes, the regular crossing route, you give them opportunities to have time to throw it. They ain't gonna beat anybody. So they figured out that, but Don Brown, he called a good game. And like I said about Don Brown, you know, if you got problems with man coverage or you got problems with picking up exotic blitzes, Don Brown gonna dominate you like this every time with this Michigan defense. But if you can pick up the blitzes and your playmakers can get downfield and make one-on-ones versus heel, make one-on-ones versus the DBs and the linebackers, then you probably gonna smoke Michigan this year, or you probably gonna beat Michigan this year. You know, that's just the truth about it. But if you can't pick up blitzes and you have problems with man-to-man, then Michigan gonna do you like Notre Dame. And Notre Dame tried to do the crossing routes, and Don Brown is showing that he can make that adjustment. But hey, we'll see. Let me see who Michigan play next week. Probably nobody huge. Indiana, who they lost today, had a good competitive game with Penn State. Indiana better than what they thought. And they didn't even have their starting quarterback. He out for the year. And then we play Ohio State Saturday after Black Friday and Thanksgiving, obviously. So that'll be a big game. I think most conventional feeling is Ohio State's going to win again. But Michigan coming with some momentum. And that's Harbaugh moment, man. If Harbaugh truly is leaving Michigan, or he truly want to stay in Michigan and build a legacy, it start closing out the decade with a win over Ohio State. And Michigan State, they in with Rutgers and Maryland. So they should, well, I'm not going to say they should. They ideally should be 6-6 and probably go to the Tecmo Bowl. Okay? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's our state. We run the shit. They basketball team looking better than ours right now, so they most likely will, they most likely will get the shine for the basketball season. But right now, the state of football is us. You know, in Michigan State, either they're gonna make a change at coach, and who can you get to come here? That's the question. Who can you get to come here? A former player? You know, Nick Saban ain't coming back. You know, but Michigan may have some questions at the head coaching position too. So, you know, it was a good game. We won. We whooped them. We did what we supposed to do. But what we gonna keep doing? Every year, next decade, the first 5 gotta be us beating little sisters down. So we smashed little sisters, man. And they can't be little brothers no more. They gotta be little sisters. They gotta work their way up from little sisters to big sisters, to little brothers, to big brothers, to I guess, you know, trying to own Michigan again. But hey, we'll see, man. But I appreciate it, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Want to make a donation, leave a subscription. Best way to donate is share the video. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos, man, and just keep looking out for me. Check out the channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports, music, entertainment, and the whole shebang. And check my playlist out over there and here, Lions, Pistons, current Detroit news, and we just talk about everything. And tomorrow we'll be talking about the Lions playing the Cowboys. But y'all know what it is. One time for the one time Mercy Sports Talk. We gone.